If you've ever been on a long flight or a long car ride, you know how uncomfortable it can be sitting for a long period of time. Such inactivity has long been associated with blood clots, also known as deep vein thrombosis. Deep vein thrombosis, or DVT, occurs when a blood clot forms in the deeper system of veins in the body, most commonly the legs. And if you already have varicose veins, then your risk of developing a DVT is much greater. But the concern isn't just a clot in the legs. Some people who get a DVT will go on to have lung clots, which can be fatal. Dr. Charlie Hahn explains what we all should know when it comes to deep vein thrombosis.
Deep vein thrombosis, the clots that are located within the deeper vein, usually they're in the pelvis. And those clots can travel to the lungs, which can cause pulmonary embolism. But for varicose veins, they tend to be superficial, and those blood clots tend not to travel. They tend to develop blood clots because there's less blood flow. When you sit in for a long time, you kink off those veins in the pelvis, and then the muscle doesn't move as much, so it doesn't pump the blood back into your system. But they tend to develop blood clots, and they do not tend to develop varicose veins. I would suggest they can take some aspirin as prophylaxis if you're medically able, and also trying to get up and move around. As long as you move around, the leg muscle, they're sort of like a muscle pump, they pump the blood and back and forth. I would say about sitting like 3-4 hours, and then you get up and walk around at least about 20-30 minutes, and that will decrease the chance of blood clots. You know, traditionally medicine, you know, patient come in with one set of problems or several sets of problems, and then you can either treat the patient or refer the patient somewhere else. For the vein patients, they tend to have multiple symptoms and multiple problems, and we have a variety of ways to treat them. And I think nowadays the treatment is evolving, and more than some other traditional medical problems.
If you'd like more information on DVT or contact information for Veins Florida, just click on the DVT Me store link icon on our homepage at yourhometownhealth.com.